A not guilty verdict is pathetic. Rest in heavenly peace and power, Elijah McClain.
Another police officer acquitted in the death of Elijah McClain.
Although he did put a carotid hold on, he didn't have it on for that long, so how could he have actually caused Elijah McClain's death?
Tonight, we sit down with a lawyer who shares what may have led to the jury's decision.
Plus, a reservoir rapidly losing water.
To think about this neighborhood staple being completely gone is pretty devastating.
Tonight, what's worrying Westminster residents?
There's a lot of animal life here, and they're very concerned.
What's being done about it?
And the final hours to get in your ballot. The races that are driving people to the polls tomorrow.
A verdict today in the second trial in the death of Elijah McClain. Very glad you're with us tonight. I'm Shannon Ogden.
I'm Ann Trujillo. After about 10 hours of deliberations, a jury returned a not guilty verdict for the officer who put the 23-year-old black man in a carotid hold. Aurora police officer Nathan Woodyard was found not guilty of reckless manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide.
The police arrested McClain while he was just walking home in 2019. Somebody had called 911 to report a suspicious person. Woodyard was the first police officer on the scene.
And while arresting McClain, Woodyard put McClain in a carotid hold, applying pressure to both sides of his neck. Paramedics then injected him with the sedative ketamine. Elijah McClain went into cardiac arrest and later died in a hospital.
And today's verdict comes just about a month after the first trial related to McClain's death came to a close. The jury found former Aurora police officer Randy Rodema guilty of criminally negligent homicide and third-degree assault. His sentencing is January 5th. Now, former officer Jason Rosenblatt was found not guilty on all charges.
And tonight, Denver 7's Colette Bordelon spoke with an attorney about what may have led to the different verdicts for the three officers involved in the same case with the same facts.
Violence is a language, and those officers that night spoke it fluently.
Sometimes justice
A not guilty verdict is pathetic.
is seen as anything but.
This 23-year-old young man was healthy walking home. And every decision that those officers and these EMTs made ensured that he didn't finish that walk.
Median Holmes, speaking on behalf of Elijah McClain's mom, Shanine,
There's no word for how she's doing.
says the not guilty verdict for suspended Aurora police officer Nathan Woodyard is exhausting.
You carry exhaustion for your ancestors and for the fight that you know that you have to bring.
I have a right to stop you because you're being suspicious.
Woodyard is the officer who first made contact with Elijah McClain in 2019 and who's accused of putting him in a carotid hold that rendered the 23-year-old man unconscious before paramedics gave him ketamine, a powerful sedative. Prosecutors argued McClain couldn't breathe after the carotid hold and was drowning in his own vomit that was caught in his mask, while the defense claimed McClain would have survived if not for the ketamine injection. Defense attorneys say the not guilty verdict isn't an easy one, but the right one.
Were you at all surprised to see 1 out of 3 of the officers being convicted on these charges?
Yes. What I expected was that all 3 would be found not guilty or all 3 would be convicted. There's no clear legal reason or answer for this.
Terrence Carroll, an attorney, says a reckless charge is always difficult to prove, and that the amended autopsy, which listed ketamine complications as McClain's cause of death, may have played a role in the mostly white and female jury's decision.
Until one of the jurors decides to speak out, we won't really know what caused this kind of conundrum of a verdict.
Carroll added that the trial against the 2 paramedics who actually injected the ketamine may be more clear-cut.
I thought guilty was obvious in these 2 trials.
But Holmes says her hope lies in McClain's mother.
Miss Shanine said that we are alone in this. But I will say that we are alone together.
Showing up for Shanine's son.
Rest in heavenly peace and power, Elijah McClain.
No matter how hard every day in court is.
He is felt. He is ours, and we have failed him.
Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
In a statement, McClain's mother, Shanine McClain, says, despite what it looks like, they did not get away with murder. She says the truth they tried to hide about how they murdered my son has been shown to the world, and no one will ever forget what they did. And we asked the city of Aurora if Woodyard will be reinstated after he was acquitted. They don't have answers on next steps yet, but say their city charter will guide what happens, and they expect to take a few days to sort through it.
The third and final trial in the death of Elijah McClain case is set to start 3 weeks from today. It's for the 2 paramedics who were accused of injecting that lethal dose of ketamine into Elijah McClain. Peter Chikuniak and Jeremy Cooper are both charged with reckless manslaughter, criminally negligent homicide, and assault. You can find gavel-to-gavel coverage of the first and second trials in the death of Elijah McClain right now on denver7.com/Elijah McClain.